Okay, friends, I am back. This is part 3 of Monday's ELA lesson. We just talked about, we finished Tyler Rising, we did Rob's character traits, and then we talked about what is a theme, okay? A theme is going to be your overall central topic. You can have more than one theme. So one thing that I noticed that stood out to me in Tiger Rising was friendship. You could also think about determination, how determined Rob was. You could also say talking through problems, when to share a secret, courage. All of those could be themes of Tiger Rising. Okay, so I want you to think of themes as a broad thing, and you have to be able to find evidence in the text for it to be the theme of the story. Okay, you can't just pick out one thing. It's got to be multiple evidence. All right. So today for writing, you know that we have talked about we've done we have done we talked about our topic, which is we're imagining ourselves as this scene and figuring out we're creating what happened to start the fight in the lunchroom. Okay, this is not anything that happened in the story. This is your story that you are creating, your own characters. The only character that you should already have is Rob and Sistine. You know what they are. You should be making two separate characters. This is your part of your narrative writer's notebook that you've done. Last week you created your two characters. You jotted down your ideas, and then you started drafting your scenes. Remember last Thursday I drafted my scene with you all? So today we're going to start about plotting with a story arc. So basically our story arc starts down here, okay? It's going to start low, and everything's going good, and then the conflict or the problem is starting to rise, and it's going to get a little worse, and then right up here is where it's bad, okay? These two are where our problem is really hitting hard, and that we just don't think there's going to be a good ending. And then it's starting to trickle down, it's trickling down, and by down here the problem is solved, okay? This is this is one of your steps for today. Remember, you can just highlight where it says type here, hit the backspace. When I see that blinking black line, I know that it is time to type, okay? So my story arc could be Sistine is the new girl. She walks in to a brand new school. She isn't too excited, but she's ready to see what it's about. The day has just begun, and nothing bad has happened. Alright? So nothing bad has happened when I start. This is the good, okay? So you could say Sistine walks in, she's a new girl, nothing bad's happened. She's not really anticipating anybody to be mean. She's just anticipating to be the new girl, okay? So then this is where my problem is starting to rise, okay? So Sistine walks in and all eyes are on her. She's getting mean stares and people are whispering. She's getting a little worried. She's concerned that the day might not go as well as planned. So she's starting to figure out that something is going wrong, okay? So, then this is where our problem gets bad. The mean girls, remember mine were Kathy and Virginia, throw an apple at her. They are trying to get rid of her. They are kicking and punching her. They don't want her to return. Alright, so this is where the problem gets bad, and she thinks that there is no way out. Sistine is upset and thinks that there is no way out. Alright, then our problem is getting better. It's resolving. Right here. Rob jumps into the fight. No, let's say Sistine starts to defend herself. She starts hitting back. She realizes that she is in control and she can determine how this thing ends. Then Rob steps in and saves the day. Okay? So So do you see my story arc? It goes up the mountain, it gets to the top, and then it trickles back down. Okay, so it starts out where Sistine's just a new girl. She walks into school. Remember, your story arc is not going to look like mine. This is my story. These are my characters. You have to come up with your own using the characters you've already created, using your ideas that you jotted down, and using your drafting scenes that you started last week. Alright, so mine just starts in, she walks into the new school. She isn't too excited, but she's ready to see what it's about. The day's just begun, and nothing bad has happened. Sistine walks in, and all eyes are on her. She's getting mean stares, and people are whispering. So she's getting a little concerned, thinking maybe this isn't going to go good. Then the mean girls, Kathy and Virginia, are my characters. You need to come up with your own. They throw an apple at her. They're trying to get rid of her. They're kicking and punching her. They don't want her to return. Sistine's upset and thinks that there's no way out. Then it's starting to get better. Sistine starts to defend herself. She starts hitting back. She realizes that she's in control and she can determine how this thing ends. And then Rob steps in and saves the day. So you see how our problem hasn't really started yet. It's just kind of getting started, and then boom, our problem reaches the top. This is our climax of our story. And then it starts trickling down and it gets better and our problem is resolved down here. Okay? So I put the first draft is just you telling yourself the story. So remember, we're just doing our first draft, okay? This is not what we're publishing. We're not sending this to our publisher for a final grade. This is just getting our ideas out. This is just our first draft, okay? All right, now assignments for the day before you go. So step 1 for you. Let me get this back. Okay. Step 1 for you, like I told you, is the character traits for Sistine. I've already put it in. You will click, I've already got your text boxes, double click, you see that black blinking line, that's where you will type. So give me one trait, and then give me evidence from the text where you see that trait happening. So if you see Sistine being kind or being mean, give me something, give me evidence from the text, like I showed you with Rob. Alright, you have to do that for 1 trait, 2 trait, 3 trait, 4 trait. You have to give evidence from the text, okay? And you'll turn that in on Google Classroom. Step 2, you've had these all along throughout Tiger Rising. You have a quick write. Have you ever lost someone or something that you truly cared about? Write about it. Your vocabulary, 3 questions, fill in the blank. Here is your word bank right here that you use. These words were all in the chapters that we read today. Multiple choice, choose the best answer. Y'all, for this, you can insert, shape, go to shape, hit a circle, and then you see this is right here. This is where you can draw it. So you will just draw a circle over the correct answer, or you can you can just do that, okay? So there's 2 multiple choice, and then your figurative language at the bottom. Write an example of figurative language. So this will be a simile, a metaphor. We talked about some similes and metaphors when you use like an ass and when you don't. So give me an example of figurative language. Go back and look at the Tiger Rising PDF that I posted for today, okay? Step 3 is your daily oral language that you have every week. You do day 5 and day 6. Make sure that you're capitalizing the front of sentences, okay? Names are capitalized. What needs to go in between the time to make it correct? What goes at the end of our sentences? Like for 11, you got to put 11. So you've got to have a TH on the end. You've got to have periods. Days of the week are capitalized. After Mrs., there's a period to abbreviate Mrs. Names are capitalized. Okay, so make sure y'all are really taking your time on this. You just double click. It already has the text box. So double click the blue. You see the black blinking dot. Then you start typing. Okay, that is step 3. And then step 4 is your story arc that I just showed you today. So we did that one together. I want you to create a story arc here with your characters, okay? And you only have 4 steps today. For your words of the day assignment today, it's going to be practice for Tuesday's quiz. Don't forget your place value quiz tomorrow. Look over the study guide that I posted, okay? So this is a lot like your quiz tomorrow. So make sure that you do this assignment and you do your best and that you're studying, okay? You will just type your answer here. Double click, erase or highlight, backspace, then you type your answer, okay? This is a really, really good practice. You got this, okay? Remember on our base 10 blocks that the individual cubes represent ones, The rods represent tens, and the slabs represent hundreds, okay? So 100, 200, okay? All right, and that is all of your assignments for today. Make sure that you have, again, finished your diagnostic and I ready. Make sure that you do all of these assignments. And then if you have any questions, please let me know. I also posted for your assignments today during our ready time. If you have finished, let's see, finish your diagnostic test. If you have done that, go ahead and read at least one book in Epic. Remember, I have posted the login information of Google Classroom. You can read the books I assigned to you in your mailbox, or you can choose your own book. All right. From 12:30 to 2, I'm meeting with 2 students today, and that is it. Okay. So if your parents did not get a message, you do not have a small group today. So you need to read at least one other book on Epic. Then I have a little place value game for you to play. It's place value hockey. You will just click on this link and it will take you to the game. And then I want you to go to Rivet. Go to your SSO portal and click Rivet app. This is kind of like Epic, but it has some more book options. So read one book on Rivet during your 12:30 to 2 time. And then study for your place value quiz. Don't forget you have that quiz tomorrow for math. I've given you that study guide, and I've also given you a review today for word of the day. So study hard. And hopefully I will see you at 2 o'clock for your social studies Zoom. Work hard today. I know it's different, but please watch these videos for the lesson today, and let me know if you have any questions. Look forward to seeing y'all this afternoon. Thank you.